The recording is now started, so now we... All right,
there we go.
You want to intro it?
Yeah, welcome back to the Iced Coffee Hour with your host, Graham and Jack.
Welcome back. What is this, the sixth?
We're both hosting each other.
Exactly. So welcome to the Iced Coffee Hour. This is what, the 6th episode?
I think so.
Or is it the 7th?
Yeah, I don't know, the 6th. They all blend together after a while,
exactly.
don't they? But really quick, we should address it. We should talk about what we're
the elephant
with.
in the room.
Yeah.
All of this new gear that we have, thanks to Rode. They sent us all this stuff. They were really great about it because they didn't even ask for like a shout out or anything. Like they said, typically we just ask for this, but like you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, so like this is honestly like a sincere thank you to Rode for doing this. It's incredible. We just this is our first video ever filming with this, so it'll be cool to look back at this years from now and like be like, oh, it all started here. So Rode, thank you so much. And for anyone who's thinking about like mic equipment or audio equipment, so far this has been the best.
So far.
Like this is the fancy stuff that like I'm blown away at it so far.
Yeah, way better than all of the stuff we've tried otherwise. And also for those of you who are curious, these are NT1 mics and this is the Rodecaster Pro. And this is just like a sound / like mixing board. I don't know. I'm not really that much of an audio guy, but it's got some cool features.
Cool.
So thanks to Rode. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Oh, and then I also have a question. If you guys prefer me having the stand and not having the stand, if the pop is really bad, just let me know because I prefer to have it like held in my hand. But if you guys all think it's like way better like that, just let me know.
So what does the pop do? This is a pop filter?
Right. So
what does that do?
The pop filter basically means that like if you put it on, it should dampen like when you go pee, when you make a pee sound.
When I go pee?
No, not when you go pee. When you make a pee sound, it
pop.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like a sonic boom kind of.
Really?
Like if you don't have one on. Yeah.
Really?
Like not like a sonic boom, but a more gentle sonic boom. Yeah.
Exaggerating a little bit there. It makes a sonic boom.
So yeah. I mean, I don't think it's too bad.
Anytime you make a pee.
It's just a sonic boom everywhere. For those of you guys who are curious, thank you so much, by the way, 14,000 subs. And we've made $677.63.
You know what? We should do an update every week.
Yeah.
We'll be like, here's how much we've made so far.
Exactly.
So what is that? So $600 and something this month. And we've done 4
monetized episodes.
4 monetized episodes. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But also we're still making money from the first 2 episodes.
That's true.
Because yeah.
So,
and for those of you guys who are curious, the video with Jeremy did $284. Video with Christine, $162.
Wow.
And then our third biggest video was telling how much money this podcast made, which made $92.
I love that. That's my favorite thing is you explain how much money you make and that makes money. And then what you do is you explain how much money you make, telling people how much money you make. That's my favorite. So I think every episode can be how much money the podcast has made this week.
Yeah, I'm totally about it. Yeah.
They'll just title the video that.
Oh yeah, and it just continues
every week.
That's smart.
It's the same title.
And we just totally reformat the podcast.
Yeah, I just put like EP7, EP8.
Exactly.
This is like how much money it makes.
So we can't hear this, but I know that this sound, you guys are going to be able to hear that, and that just made a money sound.
Nice.
So we can't hear it because we're not wearing headphones, but you guys can hear it.
That's cool.
So yeah, I just want to know how this podcast has performed. Has it performed to your expectations or anything? How do you think it's doing compared to like how you thought?
Oh man, I mean, it's tough because ideally for a channel like this, I would want there to be daily content. It's tough for me to only post once a week. I don't like it, I'll be honest. I know with a podcast format like that, you have to do that. We're doing longer episodes, so instead of 10 minutes 4 times a week, it's just one 40-minute episode. I still prefer the posting daily. It's tough. It's tough to see one big spike and then it just, settles down and then goes up again. So
yeah, I can throw up like a screenshot of our analytics sheet like right now, just so you guys can see every single Sunday we just make a decent amount more money than all the other days of the week.
It's not even about the money. It's just you see the spike of watch time, views, watch time, and engagement, everything. and then Monday is usually okay. Tuesday is like meh. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday to suffer, and I'm sitting there being like, no, we need to post to get that back up again. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, but otherwise it's been fun. It's just it's an interesting progression where I'm used to taking control and be like, no, we're just posting more videos now.
Mm-hmm. And for those of you guys who are asking, because you guys have been talking about this a lot, I don't think that we can do more than 1 episode per week.
No,
at least like as it is right now. Yeah. It just takes up a lot of time to edit these videos. Like, I mean, I've spent like the Jeremy video took like 20 hours after recording it. There was just audio issues, everything. So it's really difficult to fit another episode into the week. But for right now, one episode a week.
Yeah, we're doing the one.
But yeah, thank you guys again so much for all the support and everything. I would also I'd like to do something to show my appreciation. If you guys want to comment something or like any video suggestion or something that we could throw into the podcast. Yeah, like a leg reveal. Like we'd be super happy to do that on the podcast. So what if there's like a top comment saying that, you want something different in the podcast or you want things to stay the same, we'd be willing to I don't know about you. I definitely would be willing to go out of my way to do. I think you would too.
Yeah, of course.
Do whatever we can or anything you guys would like to see, any special footage.
Definitely.
So let's catch up a little bit. We got to meet LAHWF. Obviously, you guys saw on the last podcast episode, which is crazy. And yeah, I know you were a big fan. I'm a huge fan of his. And it's really funny because he totally is
He's the same person.
He's the same exact person as he is in his video. He's a YouTuber, for those of you guys who missed that episode. He's exactly the same in person as he is on YouTube.
Yeah, he is.
Which is just, it was great to see that he's the same person.
I love his laugh.
Yeah, his laugh
is great. He's just so laid back. So he makes you want to relax.
Exactly.
You could be the most uptight person, but you hang out with him and you're calm.
If anyone should create ASMR videos, it should definitely be LAHWF.
Oh, wow. You're going to give him ideas. That could be his new huge hit channel.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it was funny during the podcast. I kept on saying oh, are you sure it's scooted up close enough to him? Because he was kind of speaking with the microphone a little far away from his face. I'd go check out the audio. His audio is 10 times better than Graham's, than our audio. It's so crystal clear and
But you were the big fan. You were the one who was he was fangirling.
Yeah, I was totally fangirling. I was getting all giddy and
why Andrew Hales? Why LAHWF?
Because I liked his style, and I know for a fact all of his pranks were real, and his personality is it was so attractive to me. It's a great personality. Yeah. I just think he's a cool guy. Yeah. And I showed him to my friends, I showed him to my family, so that also had some it's childhood stuff. Imagine you meeting people that you used to watch in your childhood.
Kenan Thompson.
I don't know if it'd be of that degree, but
if I met Kenan Thompson, I would love. He doesn't even have an Instagram, unfortunately, because I wanted to reach out to the guy. Does not have an Instagram. Maybe he has a Twitter or something like that. But I would go crazy if I met Kenan Thompson. Kel Mitchell too. I think Kel has a Instagram. I would love to. Hold on. Let's see if Kel Mitchell
is going to respond to your Instagram DM.
Let's see. Let's see. Kel
This
Mitchell.
is how we do things here, by the way. We just reach out to people on Instagram.
Kel Mitchell. Wow, he's got 1.1 million followers on Instagram. What do I say? Let's DM.
Say, hey man, big fan. Come on my podcast.
So I said, hey man, just wanted to say I'm a huge fan and grew up watching.
You might want to do something where you say I run a YouTube channel with 2 million plus subscribers, just so it gives them more incentive to respond to you.
Okay, let's. I run a YouTube channel with 2.1. I'm gonna just go 2.11.
Okay, yeah.
Million subscribers. Yeah. So here's the message I sent. We should just do a whole episode, honestly, DMing celebrities.
Yeah, that's super popular right now on YouTube.
I would do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Maybe that's the next podcast, guys. So
suggest some people in the comments.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. How about this?
We'll reach out.
Comment people in the description. Comment people in the comments. Yeah. Someone else.
They're not gonna come through. They're not gonna hear it. This is Rode Mic, by the way, guys. They can't. Okay. Yeah, we can't hear them.
Yeah. So anyway, comment some celebrities in the comments, and whoever's the most liked, we're gonna go through and
we'll reach out. Yeah.
Celebrities. So here's what I said. I said, hey man, I run a YouTube channel with 2.11 million subscribers, and I just want to say I'm a huge fan. Grew up watching Kenan and Kel as a kid. Absolutely would love the opportunity to do a collab or have you on my podcast. All the best. You know what I should do? I wanted to send him a picture of that signed thing.
He would have loved that.
But you know what? If I do that, I'm worried it's Instagram only shows that top little first thing. So if I send him a picture, it'll be has sent you an image. Now, let me try it really quick. Let me try Kenan Thompson. Kenan Thompson has an Instagram.
Yeah, and
I didn't see it last time.
520,000 followers. So you have probably a higher chance reaching out to this guy.
Kenan Thompson. How does Kel have more? I thought Kenan was huge from
maybe
SNL.
he just created his Instagram.
You know what? I'm gonna be lazy here. I'm just gonna copy and paste
it. Yeah, they won't know.
No. Or will they? Just watch, they talk every day, and they're just like, yo, man, guess who this who just
That'd be
messaged
cool
me?
if they did.
Grahamstephan. I'm like, he's like, oh, they sent me the same thing.
I'm not gonna lie. Like when I saw that autograph poster, I had no idea who it was.
Really?
Yeah, like I just know. I think Keenan was the guy in SNL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just changing the names.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna put. I even got your autograph way back in the day. All the best.
Oh, that's sweet.
I think it's a little. All right, sent. That would be amazing, man. You know what? I should follow Kenan Thompson just as a show of good faith.
Give him a follow. Yeah.
And you know what? I would have to do Kel Mitchell too, because you can't follow one.
No,
and not
you
the
can't.
Other. So
No,
now
you
I'm
cannot.
following Kenan and Kel.
So yeah, meeting LAHWF was crazy. I also did something. I made my first ever option trade.
Gosh, I told you not to do it.
So he told me not to do it. In our private mentorship group, link down below.
In the description.
I was talking with the guys in the Zoom call, and one of them was telling me about selling puts. So I decided to do it, and I sold a put on NIO, strike price $7. For those of you guys who know options, that's what I did. And yeah, I made like $29 off a $700 investment. It was a small investment. Obviously, I'm not going to do a bunch of money in the beginning when I'm doing options trading, but I made some money off of it.
Congratulations.
And I remember telling Graham, and Graham was just like, "Oh my god."
But I mean, you would have made more money just buying two shares of Tesla. You would have made way more money.
Yeah, but that would have required like a $2,000 investment.
But
and also,
you invested $2,000.
no, I invested $700.
Oh, well, you could buy fractional shares. You would have made more money buying a fractional share in Robinhood.
Anyways, I made some money, and Graham was just like, "Oh my god!" And you're just, you win a couple of times a little bit, and then one time you lose, and that's it. That's everything.
Remember that article we read? It was like that lady. Who was she? She was like, Robinhood is like a fun gambling game.
Yeah,
it's easy money.
Yeah.
Reminds me.
It's not easy money.
Situation.
Like when I had the contract, I was so scared upon the expiration date. Like the entire week, I was thinking like, "Oh my god, what happens? Like, am I going to end up losing money? And am I going to making money?" It's like
it's the same thing as going to Vegas and putting your money on black or red.
We'll see.
Yeah, that could be easy money too, but you sit there like, oh, maybe I lose. Maybe I lose my money. Okay,
because if I made like, I made like 3-4% in 5 days.
I want you to do
days?
it 20 times, and I want you to make money 15 out of those 20 times. Then I think that would be a good gauge of how well you're doing.
All right.
75% of the time you make money.
I'm going to continue trading options and gambling away all of the money I'm getting from the podcast. And yeah.
All right.
And you guys will be able to see the updates as we go. So.
Okay, good. You know what? We should do a weekly recap, like at the beginning of every podcast episode. 1, how much money has the podcast made? And 2, how much money have you made trading options?
And how much money have I lost? Am I going to end up offsetting all the money we make from the podcast?
Just see them balancing out. Like we made $500 this month from the podcast, and then I lost $400
so the net
trading
gain,
options. Yeah. So I'm losing money doing this, but
So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated, and we'll let you guys know how much the podcast makes. We're totally cool being transparent. For those of you guys who are curious, we did not post on the Grahamstephan show on Tuesday. Why, Graham?
Gosh, that Pokemon video, crazy.
Yeah.
So that I think is one of the, if not the first time on the second channel, I purposely didn't post on a day.
Mm-hmm. We had a video ready.
Yeah.
We had a video ready.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so what my theory with YouTube algorithms is that when you have a video that's doing so well and it's just getting pushed out to such a large audience, when you post a new video on YouTube, sometimes YouTube will prioritize that new video over the one that's doing really well. And I didn't want to jeopardize that video like cutting down in views because people really enjoyed it. A lot of people are subscribing from that video. And the next video we have after that, just there's no comparison. It's like we're going from my response to Pokemon to I keep my life savings in cash. What do I do?
Not to downplay the video. You guys definitely should check it out.
Yeah.
When
definitely see the video. It's up right now, so you can see the video I'm talking about. But like, there's my response to Pokemon, and then there's I keep my life savings in cash sitting in a safe. What do I do? So there. I wanted to purposely wait and just let that video breathe for a little bit, and then we're gonna resume posting.
And for those of you guys who do not know, Pokemon is a person who Twitch live streams, and she's basically the female face of Twitch. And
she reacted to the Jubilee video too. I didn't watch that.
Oh yeah.
I don't want. We could do my response to Pokemon part 2.
Part 2, and just like have it. Yeah. And just run with it.
Oh man, I don't want to overplay it, but
yeah, basically we posted a video and it outperformed like basically everything we've done in a long time on the second channel.
Yeah, on the second channel.
So we just left it.
That was, I think, actually the #1 performing video I've ever had on the second channel in the first week.
Yeah.
Ever. By probably double or triple.
It's crazy.
Which is insane. Yeah. Yeah, we got to start responding, I think, to more people. Just come up with like just random people on YouTube.
Just popular people.
My response to them.
To H3H3. It couldn't even, it doesn't even have to be a video about you.
Yeah, no,
it could just be him just talking.
Yeah, and just I'm responding to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh well.
As if he's talking to you.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
act like he's talking to you, but you're just talking to yourself.
I'm deeply offended about what's been going on about this, so this is my official response.
Exactly.
To, and then you insert whatever popular name here.
Banger videos.
Yeah, my response to Mr. Beast.
All the time. It's like he's never reached out to you, ever.
Oh, we got to talk about that Mr. Beast.
Finger on the app.
Finger on the app.
How far did you go, Graham?
I got 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, and then I realized, like, I don't have a chance at winning this, and I'm better off just working. I'll tell you my thoughts afterwards. How long did you go?
So I went 2 hours, and just really quickly, you basically just have your finger on an app and see whoever does it longest gets like a bunch of money, and it was sponsored by Mr. Beast. Mm-hmm. So I went for 2 hours. Are they still going now?
Yes,
or has someone won?
Yeah, so I checked this morning, and one of the guys got like 23 hours into it, and the app glitched.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw
that was the one on trending, and then there was another one. I felt so bad for the guy. I was watching his. You know what? I'll be able to give him a shout out. So at the very least, he didn't win, but we'll be. It's called Saucy Together.
Saucy Together.
Saucy Together, and he's got 500 subscribers here. So Saucy Together. He went all night, and this morning I was watching him around like 10 a.m. and he was still there. And he's got like either his wife or his girlfriend or someone with him, like really supporting him. And he's been up all night, obviously. He's like drained. And he's kept his finger on the app. And he's got no lives left. So if his finger goes off the app, he's out. And he's sitting there and you see him like holding the app. And then all of a sudden, the app just restarts out of nowhere. Like he didn't do anything.
Off.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong. And he was one of 102 people. So he was almost there.
Yeah.
This guy got 127,000 views on his stream. I think that's worth it.
Yeah.
For streaming. And for a brand new channel to get 5,000 subscribers overnight, it's huge. What I should have done, ideally, now that I'm realizing it, is should have live streamed. Mm-hmm. I should have taken it really seriously, done it for charity, just, set up the cameras, whatever, and just been there on my phone. I really should have done that and set up a charger. Because I started seeing people doing that, and they're getting, they're getting thousands,
tons of views,
and no one had like I was surprised. I thought like bigger channels would be doing this. Mm-hmm. I didn't see any big channels that were live streaming themselves doing this at all. I don't know why. My thought was I honestly felt like I didn't have a chance at winning this. There were going to be people who are way more motivated than I am to do this, who really needed the money. I would have donated it to a charity or just something like that, but. Should have done it. Next challenge.
I did 2 hours, and I kind of realized like an hour in, I was like, I can't do this for, because it would probably be like 48 hours,
probably.
2 straight days, and I cannot do that right now. Even if it is like, $17,000, it's like if I get there and I'm number 2. Like I get second place. It's like, come, you know what I mean?
You would have had to have live streamed. You would have had to monetize it some way.
I had stuff I had to do. Like I had a video, I got to edit. I have like a podcast I have to prepare for. And I couldn't do all of that at the same time as just holding my finger on an app.
A lot of it, I think, is mindset. I think you really have to have like believed like, I'm going to do this at all costs. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to be up all night. I'm going to make it happen. Because that's what it seemed like. The motivation of these people were on it.
I think that I definitely had the confidence. Yeah. Like I think that I truly think if I put my mind to it, I think I could have. I could win it. The thing is, it's like I analyzed it from a realistic perspective. You know what I mean? And just like it's not worth it.
What we should have done is honestly just live streamed on the iced coffee hour. Set that up, and you just do it, and you just live stream the entire time.
Yeah.
There was another person. I think it was fake. I don't know if it was real or not because these kids seem kind of sketchy. But they had their phone and they had like one of those Android phones with the stylus.
Oh, yeah.
And we're doing it with a stylus pen. And what they would do is to switch hands, they would like, put it on their chin and then like do this and like keep it on there or like just switch hands around like that.
Yeah, they could probably just do that instead of using their chin.
Right. Well, no, they were holding it like this. So they're holding it like this and then they went like that and then like grabbed it to keep it on. But they were trading. They were taking turns. So like, you would see the one guy holding it and he'd pass it off to his friend who would just hold it on there. But they never really showed the screen. So I was kind of skeptical if they were just doing it for views.
Yeah, I think there's so many ways that you could have cheated that system. Like I was thinking, you get like 3 lives. What if every life you just like passed it off to someone, then took a sleep break, for 8 hours? It's just, there's so many ways around it.
Yeah.
I hope that's the person that does win though did it like real, like authentically.
Yeah. I don't know because some of those things are just so outside the box. Like I would have never thought to use like one of the stylus things.
I didn't think to use one of those either.
Yeah, which that would make it a lot easier because your thumbs get sweaty after a while.
Yeah, my thumb was just like sticking to the screen.
Yeah.
It was like mildly uncomfortable.
Right.
Poor me.
So yeah, we'll see who wins on that. I think that would be really interesting. I hope he releases that video soon.
Upon the topic of Twitch, would you ever stream on Twitch or would you ever live stream?
I'm not a big fan of live streaming, to be honest. I mean, I went live on Instagram maybe once or twice, and I just didn't like it. I don't like the live aspect.
It's scary.
Of it. Yeah, I just don't. I don't like being live.
I have a lot of respect for people that go live because you're like under a microscope, and if you get caught doing any like who knows what something bad can happen, and then all of a sudden the turntables.
The turntables. So. I don't know. I like having to be able to like think out what I want to say and stuff like that. Even this, I mean, this is all unedited, but I mean, to a certain degree, it's not like people are throwing questions at me left and right live, and you got to respond to it. Whatever you say is out.
Seems stressful.
Yeah, I'm just not a huge fan.
Yeah. Well, maybe one day. Maybe one day. Also, for streaming, I think the main source of revenue is donations. And I feel like just knowing your personality, it would be weird for you to accept tips from people. I think that you would feel weird about it. Would you?
People like having their name come up on the screen though.
But they would you feel weird saying like, "Oh, thank you for the $5 tip" or whatever?
No.
You wouldn't?
No.
Because you didn't really like the idea of a Patreon.
Well, I guess it's no different than a Patreon, but I don't know. Like a Patreon's like a monthly recurring something,
It doesn't have to be.
Being live, I don't know. I feel like if I'm live and someone wants to willingly, donate, go ahead. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
I think it's the same thing, but let's see. Let me just check out these sounds. All right. One thing that's interesting, I don't know if we can talk about this, but let me know if we can so I can stop myself. Yeah, so Twitch is like the main live streaming platform. And then Mixer, Mixer came out. No. So Mixer was Microsoft's version of Twitch. They came out with this new live streaming platform and they paid a couple of creators, like, I don't know how much, but I think it's like tens of millions of dollars, like Ninja, like the biggest Twitch live streamer. They paid him to move from Twitch to Mixer.
Yeah.
And they paid this other guy like ton of money probably as well to move from Twitch to Mixer. And then they just shut down. Like they were running for a couple of months.
I think I heard about something.
And then they
this,
just
right?
shut. Like
I heard about this with Ninja.
They closed it. Yeah, it was with Ninja. They closed down Mixer because it couldn't fight Twitch.
Well, the thing is, it generally seems that if you have to pay a creator to go and join, it's probably not that good.
Yeah.
That's my initial thought. Is if it's a good platform, people are just going to go and use it. Like I think TikTok. Like maybe they pay people to go on there. I can't imagine they would. It's just it's so big that eventually people have to go on it.
I just can't believe that like Microsoft lost to Twitch. You know what I mean? It's like they couldn't provide something that was. Do you think that there's going to be competition ever with YouTube, or do you think YouTube's just way too big? Because I know
think they're way too big. But I don't think it's going to be competition for like in YouTube format. Like TikTok came around,
right?
And that was so different. I think there's going to be different competition like that. Like TikTok. I just feel like they're all so different. I don't think anything can compete with YouTube on a YouTube level in terms of like long form video content like this. I don't think so. Facebook has tried. They're not doing it. Instagram tried Instagram. What is it? Instagram TV or whatever it was. It was terrible. It was horrible. That failed. But Instagram got really good at the stories. Then Snapchat kind of developed their own little thing on the sides. Right. Not as good.
Not nearly as good.
And then, TikTok came out that's now its own animal.
So it's just a different form of entertainment you think can come. And that would be able to take YouTube's place, but nothing that does what YouTube does.
No. And even Twitch. I mean, Twitch is really good at streaming. Mm-hmm. Then you got YouTube is really good at long form video content. And then, Spotify we could say is good for audio. And maybe they're going to dominate the podcast space. I don't know. But you're going to have different sectors where they're all going to dominate in their own space.
It's interesting because I never told you this, but you got an email from this one YouTube creator who created their own platform that's supposed to compete with YouTube. And he got a few creators it's like McJuggernuggets or whatever, and Boogie2988, those guys. Yeah, they are now posting on this whole different platform that's supposed to be competing with YouTube, because I think they aren't happy with YouTube's policies or something like that. I didn't respond to it, but he wanted you to join the new platform.
I mean, I'll take a look at it, but
it seems like YouTube loyalty is a...
I want to put my stake right now in YouTube loyalty.
Yeah, that's why I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, they've treated me so well that at this point it's I owe a lot to YouTube. So
exactly.
I'm gonna stay loyal to that.
Yeah.
Interesting though, but it's so much money to run something like that. I can't imagine any private creator without probably tens of millions of dollars at minimum, maybe even $100 million couldn't compete with YouTube. That's my thought.
I think it would take probably 10 of the biggest creators to move over. You would need PewDiePie, and you would need Mr. Beast and all of those guys, and you still don't even think, because YouTube also just has a log of just 15 years of videos or whatever, however long it's been around, of just golden content.
Yeah. It's just going to be interesting to see how they switch around what people want to see and how they optimize for viewership and where they lead and what direction. That's what I think is more interesting, is how they navigate the type of content that they want on the platform.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, I found that interesting. I'll show you the website afterwards.
Okay, cool.
Also, catching up on the week, I met Jason Oppenheim, and we went to his house, and his house is incredible.
Yeah, it is.
His house is so nice, and it had some of the craziest features. He had a $50,000 TV that rises out of the ground on hydraulics.
It's crazy.
$50,000.
It's crazy.
That's like a fully loaded Tesla Model 3. Right?
It's a Tesla Model 3 performance, basically. That's what it is. The highest end, yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, he had a crazy TV. You guys should check out that video. And also, he had $200 light bulbs. I saw these light bulbs in his house, and I was like, these light bulbs look really nice. I've never done that with a light bulb before. I'm not a light bulb connoisseur. I couldn't tell, a $2 light bulb from a $200 light bulb. Yeah, I'll put up a picture of the light bulb. And I looked at it. I was like, wow, this is super nice. I should try to look these up, maybe get a couple for myself. I look it up. It's called Buster and Punch or something like that. $200 for the bulb. That's it, just the bulb.
It's too fancy for me. I mean, what I got here is a $7 light bulb, and that for me was wow, $7 for a light bulb. This should be
and this is your centerpiece too. It's
a centerpiece light bulb. It's one of those Edison bulbs. It's $7, but
no, $200. Yeah. It was $210 actually per bulb. Yeah. They're beautiful bulbs. You'll see. Yeah, but
so it's $230 with tax and everything. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh, yeah,
just absolutely ridiculous.
Imagine dropping it. And just try to be all gentle with it. Just, whoops,
you're literally holding two $100 bills in your hand when you're holding that.
And you're burning them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're literally burning them.
Burning money.
So,
gosh.
Yeah, his house was absolutely incredible. Yeah. And he's a really cool guy. He's super nice.
Very nice.
So it's always good to see you see someone that you've seen online before, a famous person, and they genuinely are at least in my opinion, a good person.
Oh yeah. Most people are good people. That's
a nice thing to see. He also in his house had a real tree that he then turned into a fake tree.
I remember he got the real tree in there, and we were all telling him that it's not going to get enough light, and it's not going to do well inside. He can't grow an olive tree inside with the skylight. And then sure enough, it didn't do so well. But I didn't know he used that base of the tree and then had a silk guy come in and plant leaves around.
He said the best silk guy in California.
I didn't know that was the thing. Imagine that's your claim to fame. I am the best guy silk for silk. Oh man, I know a
that
silk
sounds
guy.
like the good old days, the 1700s when you have a family.
The best shoemaker.
Exactly, and it just gets handed down.
I make the best leather wallets in town.
It seemed our economy moves past that era, but that's cool. I mean, someone has the claim to fame of the best
cornmeal in this village.
Exactly. Yeah. So he had the best silk maker come and then make leaves for this tree that's not doing so well anymore. Yeah. But
notice how I didn't say that word either.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah. So it was pretty crazy. Yeah. I mean, the tree, it looked real.
Yeah.
It looked totally real. So if you guys are looking, if you have a tree that's not doing so well, look for the best silk maker in California.
Or your state.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, check out that video. It's pretty awesome.
It's interesting. Yeah.
He had a bath outside of his house, a bathtub, literally not inside of his house. So this is a surprise for Graham, but on the last podcast with LAHWF, we talked about Rob's 10K friends and how you and him had both coincidentally went on this guy's like social media page where he tries to meet 3 people every single day until he meets 10,000 people. And he meets each person for like an hour.
30 minutes, I believe.
Was it 30
minutes or an hour? I don't know, actually. Maybe it is an hour. Yeah.
Anyways, he's been doing that for what, a couple years now? 3 years?
Yeah.
I reached out to him.
You did?
Yeah, and I'm going to meet him. So now I have in my little schedule, I think this coming Tuesday, I'm going to meet Rob's 10K friends.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is this during business hours or this is after? This is after
I said 8 a.m. So it's like a little on the earlier side.
That's good. Getting an early start. I would purposely, by the way, what I like doing is you set things early in the morning, so it forces you got to be up. You got to,
That's exactly. He said he had 8 a.m., 10 a.m., and then 12.
That's what I did as an agent, is I would purposely schedule showings for like 8 a.m. sometimes, just because I know I would have to be up at 6, gonna have to be in the shower, gotta eat, leave the house by 7:30 to be at the showing on time. So sometimes you just force yourself to make those meetings. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you first decided to be a real estate agent, like from then until when do you think that you like hadn't made it? When did you feel like you had made it as a real estate agent?
Sold my first house. So that would have been about a year into it. When I sold my first house, that was my made it point.
Right. So you just shadowed an agent for a while and then you sold your first house. How much was the first house that you sold?
I believe it was
This isn't like a lease you're talking about?
No, this is a sale. No. Okay. Before that I was doing little leases, making like a few $100 here and there. No, it was 3.65 million or 3.6 or 3.55.
That was the first house you sold.
First house
3.6.
Yeah.
How did you get into that market so quickly?
I was holding open houses. I shadowed another agent who was really kind of like teaching me the business. I just went to Beverly Hills. Like, I never lived in Beverly Hills. I was living in Glendale at the time. And I just would drive to Beverly Hills just because I knew I wanted to work there. I happened to meet an agent who was a Beverly Hills agent. And that's where I would hold open houses. Every single Sunday, I would hold an open house in Beverly Hills, and would drive an hour there, hour back from Glendale, and was just, yeah.
Did you know you wanted to be a real estate agent? Like, because I know you tried to actually go to college.
I tried to. That didn't pan out. No, I saw a commercial for the show $1 Million Listing, and it looked really interesting. So I started looking into real estate, and I was like, wow, like this is really cool. And so from that commercial for $1 Million Listing season 2, I decided that I wanted to try real estate. Yeah.
Well, thank you, $1 Million Listing.
Yeah, it was $1 Million Listing, and I think it was Chad Rogers was the one, because we had like a similar haircut back in the day. And I was like, if Chad Rogers could do it, I could do it.
Was there any like celebrities that you looked up to when you were a kid because you just like for that reason, like you totally thought that they were just like this like icon for like their looks?
So the 3 original agents from $1 Million Listing, so Chad Rogers, Madison Hildebrand, and Josh Flagg.
Did you like the show?
I love the show. Yeah, but that was I was watching the show before I realized like a lot of that is scripted. Like that's not actually how it works. It's not a true representation of what it's like to be a real estate agent. But you sit there and watch it, and it's just glamorized to the extreme of like pulling up in your Mercedes and going on these listing appointments all the time and making like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not like that at all, but it got me excited enough to want to do it. So those 3 agents, and then really anyone from Shark Tank. I mean, those are the people who I would really.
And when did you make that decision that you wanted to do?
Immediately after I saw the commercial.
How old were you?
I was just before turning. It was 18. I think it was just as like.
So it was the perfect timing.
Yeah, just as high school was kind of finishing up, and I was trying to figure out like what I wanted to do. I'm pretty sure at the time I was working, doing some like data entry crap, because my high school was weird. So we finished classes. I think it was like January, February is when we finished our classes, but we didn't officially graduate until June. So we had those few months where we didn't have class and we didn't yet graduate. So that's when I got this data entry job. And so I was doing that. I hated it, could not stand it. And then that commercial came on. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do that. So,
and when you started being a real estate agent, was your salary or however much you were making, was it basically like a gradual increase, or was there a certain time where all of a sudden Like I'm guessing that would be, when you sold that $3 million house, it was just like,
Yeah.
did you just step up and then all of a sudden that was just like your new average?
Kind of. Yeah. It was really, I mean, it was very much gradual. I don't know. The first 9 or 10 months of being an agent, I maybe made like 30 grand, maybe 20 to 30, somewhere around there is how much I made. And that was straight up like 7 days a week, probably 8 to 12 hours a day. I don't think there's one day where I didn't work in that very big, maybe I took an occasional Saturday off.
So why did you have that drive to work like that?
I loved it. I had so much fun.
You loved it.
I loved it. Yeah. I would get there at like, 8 or 9 a.m. and I would stay there until about 9 or 10 p.m.
Why'd you love it? Was
so
it
much fun.
It was fun for you.
Fun. I just loved it. That was all I wanted. I wanted to go to sleep just so I could wake up the next morning and
That's
do it again.
interesting. That's so cool because I've always been told like, you pursue something that you're passionate about and the money will follow. If you, if you pursue the money, then it's just going to be much more difficult for you. So.
Yeah. No, in the beginning too, I wasn't getting paid at all. I think the first like month or two, I just would go and chat, like just watch. His name was Vigeli. I just watched what he did, and that was it. And I would get there before he would even get in the office, and I would sit there just like looking at properties online. He would get in, and I would just whatever he needed me to do. If it was responding to emails, I would do it. Calling clients, I would do it. If he wanted me to go and like turn on lights at a house, I would do anything he wanted me to do. I would do it. And then that's when I started like shortly after like trying to figure out like, I can take pictures of these properties. I can put them up on Craigslist.
Did you ever want to open up your own brokerage?
At first I did. I think early 20, when I was like 21, 22, I really wanted to open up my own brokerage. I think, I don't know what I wanted to call it, but I think I had a name picked out and everything. I can't remember. But yeah, I wanted to open up my own brokerage. That was, I think, the goal back then.
I did want to throw this in. Also, just to show my appreciation, what I would like to do is hand make a ring and then send it to someone. Send it to a subscriber.
Cool.
You think that's a good idea?
Go for it. Yeah.
All right. So I don't know how exactly I would.
So what you have to do is subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, join the mentorship group. Link down below in the description.
Yeah, exactly. 2 free stocks on Webull.
2 free stocks on Webull. Yeah.
But
if you could prove all of that, then you got your.
Exactly. I'll figure out something. We'll do it. We'll organize that at some point. But I would like to hand make a silver ring for someone and then give it to someone, some viewer.
Cool.
What do you think is the difference between cheap and frugal?
Oh, geez. Well, I think frugal would be prioritizing, I guess, what's most important and really just trying to maximize the value of a dollar. And I think just being cheap is, what is being cheap? I mean, the first thing I think of being cheap is doing something that's of less quality, that's going to cost more in the long run, I guess. Mm-hmm. So a good example of that, let's just say, one of my H&M $3 shirts. I think it could be argued that those shirts have a lower, shorter lifespan than getting a $10 shirt that's going to be much better quality. It's going to last way longer. So in the time that you could just wear one $10 shirt for 3 years, the $3 shirt might be, all warped and stuff like that after like 6 months of washing it. So it's going to cost you more in the long run. So I think in general, cheap can cost more in the long run, whereas being frugal is about maximizing the value of your money.
That reminds me of this conversation that I was having with the group, which was on like how Dave Ramsey says that you should not have any sort of debt, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that it's interesting because you and I view debt as it's a good thing if it's like good debt, you know what I mean? And I think it's really interesting because I feel like someone like him, do you think he really truly believes that? Or do you think he spreads the word that debt is bad because for the general public, for the general average person, I think debt probably is bad because a lot of people are bankrupt by dumb decisions they make on a credit card or taking out bad debt.
That's a good one. I mean, he speaks to the general population where debt is bad. So I think he knows that debt can be utilized and leveraged and, it can be a smart resource to go that route. But I think he also acknowledges, and he's dealt with way more people than I ever have, that for most people, they can't handle it responsibly.
So the reason why he says that debt is bad is because it's probably more just like overall a better theme to live by for the average person.
I think if I were talking to 9 out of 10 people, it's better just to give the blanket statement, debt is bad, stay out of credit card debt. I like to speak to that 1 in 10 who,
whereas objectively, we think that debt can be good.
Right.
And you like to speak because you want, you objectively view.
I would speak on what I believe in, and I believe debt can be good in certain situations where you're smart about it. I think it's a good thing. I think most people, though, won't understand the nuances of that, and it's really hard to follow for a lot of people. But if you're good at it, you could definitely use it to your advantage.
It's also very comparable to like how everyone says you should buy and hold. And hold basically like forever, because that's what a lot of people advise people to do, because you see people that, may have like a lot of money in a retirement account or something like that. And then all of a sudden it'll crash, or they have like a lot of money in their stocks. And all of a sudden it crashes and they get so scared that it's going to go even smaller. And all of a sudden they'll have like, no money, and they sell when it crashes, and then they can lose a lot of money. But the reason people say buy and hold is because you got to hold through all of those. Whereas the real thing is like, you shouldn't always buy and hold. You know what I mean? Like you have to analyze your holdings like every, like all the time, and then think like, is this really?
Some of it's so random that it would be impossible. I think it would really be impossible to correctly time the market consistently. I mean, you have hedge fund managers who do this for a living. Who are like the smartest people in the world.
Sell puts on NIO.
Even the hedge fund managers can't do. The thing that I've learned is that moment when you feel like you need to sell. That moment is when you should not sell and buy. Every single time I've looked at like anything that I'm buying, I'm like, oh man, maybe I should just sell this off. Where you feel that like pit in your stomach, just like that's the point where you should always be like, no, I need to buy more. Unless you're doing puts on Robinhood.
Exactly.
Don't do that. But in most long-term investing cases, that's the time where you should continue buying in.
Do you think it's the same thing where it's like you tell the general public to buy and hold, whereas the real thing is it's like monitor them and like the real, or do you think it's overall people are probably truly better just buying and holding?
I think everyone's better off buying and holding. I mean, I bought some travel stocks and restaurant stocks and stuff like that. I wouldn't be doing that if I didn't have the money to lose on stuff like that, though. So I would not tell most people to do that unless they have money that they could lose.
Do you want to say the thing where you like put that money in that one stock and then made like $40 or $80?
Yeah, I'll say that. So one of them that like, it's a silly example, but Wirecard, that bankrupt company, for fun, I put $2,000 in Wirecard because I noticed it was hovering just within a set range, and I figured, well, if I could time, it was literally bouncing, like you had these two levels, it would just bounce between them. So I figured, well, I may as well just try to buy towards the low and then set a limit, and so it automatically sells when it reaches a certain point. I made like $80 on that. But I had to invest $2,000. Like I was prepared to lose.
Made $80 off $2,000.
Yeah, but I was prepared to lose that, and that was within a few hours. But I was prepared to lose it. Like I went in thinking like this is a gamble, but I was okay making that gamble. I would not be betting like rent money or mortgage money or like money I needed.
Right.
I mean that is strictly just like.
And the company was going bankrupt, right?
The next day it went down to like I think 2 days later it was like 90 something cents.
And what'd you buy it at?
I bought it at $9 and 60 something, and I sold it at $9.90 something. I mean,
it was funny because you said like with taxes and everything considered, it was like $40 that you made off of a $2,000 like investment. Right. We went and got burritos.
Yeah, paid for burritos. That's what was the goal. It was a fun little thing for me to do.
Yeah.
That
don't do this.
No, don't do. I mean, I could have easily, because after I bought it, I think it went down even further, and I was down like $100 and something, and I was like, well, it happens. I had it triggered at like 9. It was going to automatically sell. So, but anyway, fun little tidbit.
Applause. So, anything like what else do you want to mention? Do you think? So, I think that's all we have prepared for this week's episode. Once again, we're very appreciative of everything. It's crazy.
And thanks to Rode, we got new audio. We got new subscribers. We got new like buttons being smashed. So thank you so much.
And by the way, this should sound very, very good, but this is our first time actually ever using it. So if there's anything off, it's probably on my end,
that's your
not
fault.
on Rode's end.
Yeah.
So just be aware of that.
Cool.
And thanks again, Rode.
Cool. Should we do our outro?
Yeah, you want to do that?
Cool, yeah. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Make sure to destroy the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. Also, I'll keep that in. Also, feel free. Add us on Instagram. We post it pretty much daily, so if you want to be a part of it there, feel free to
add us there.
Add us there, and then get your 2 free stocks down below in the description for Webull. When you deposit $100, you're going to be... I can't talk today. You're going to be getting 2 free stocks when you deposit $100. One of those stocks is going to be worth all the way up to $1,400. We're gonna keep the mistakes in the outro
we'll keep it
because
raw.
that's real. Whatever.
So with that said, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and until next time.
Cool.
Good. What do you think about it?